Yeah. Yeah. What's up, guys? You see that fucking rare stuff connected? You can see it on there. What's up? It's been a long time. What the hell? I made a decision today that I think I'm actually going to bring this back for some reason. And I know it's been a good 10 years, and, I haven't made really like any videos. 2 years ago I tried to make like a little Minecraft thing. I decided against that for many reasons, but yeah, I kind of made a decision really in the last couple of days that I should really get back into this, and it's been a really long time, and it's really nostalgic for me to get back into it. Now, you might be noticing I'm playing Black Ops 2 Zombies. The last gaming system that I had was the Xbox 360, and it has been for the last very long time. If you go back and you watch all the videos that I had when I was a kid, it was Xbox 360, and then it was on to PC, and then I fizzled out. I had a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of reasons for me fizzling out. Um, and that was due to the stresses of high school that just started at the time, and just the stresses of life and growing up. And now I'm 25 years old. I've lived a lot since then. I have a full-time job. My hair is all fucked up. I tried to fix it before that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. My point is, something's missing in my life, and I think that this is it. And I think that I need to get back into this. And going back to my point, the last console I had was the Xbox 360. I'm currently waiting on my Xbox Series S to come uh, in a few within the hour, and I feel like that's a big a big, not milestone for me necessarily, because obviously it's not like a milestone. I just decided to get a gaming console, but it's been a really long time since I've had one. I've been very locked in with life, and I decided, you know what? I got back into playing zombies in like the last month. I've been playing it a whole bunch. So it's time to get back into gaming as kind of a stress relief, but at the same time, I can't really do anything without feeling like I'm productive. So that was a big thing as well. So I went ahead and I got a Elgato game capture, and I've been streaming the last couple days. A couple days ago, I did like a good like 3 hour stream, just kind of setting things up and testing things out. And I think it's time for me to get back into it. So that's what I'm doing. I was thinking about maybe changing the name or making a new channel or anything like that, but I feel like Rare Stealth is just too nostalgic for me and too important for me, and I've had it the last 10 years, and I'll put back up a lot of the videos that were on here from 10 years ago. Today I noticed that on YouTube there's another Rare Stealth that you know decided to join the mix. He's playing some Roblox or something, and I'm sorry, bro, but this is my name. I'm not changing it, and I'm coming back. So, kind of sucks for you. You're probably gonna end up having a bigger channel than me. This is a big shout out. Just do your thing, do your thing. I was there once, but I was thinking about changing it, and I don't think I'm gonna change it. So that's basically the update that I have when it comes to that. I'll try to talk a little bit more about my life in this video and what has happened in the past little bit. It's really a lot to kind of like bring up and go through. It's been 10 years. Essentially, it's been like 9. And last time I decided to make some videos, I never really got into anything that has happened in my life. So let me give you like a little bit of a rundown. I'll probably make more videos explaining things later. I think with this Xbox, I'm going to be starting on like Black Ops 7, since that's the new Call of Duty, and Call of Duty is kind of the thing that it's kind of my game when it comes to what I'm interested in. So I'm probably going to start with that and do some commentaries and stuff when I'm on there. But yeah, so essentially, and let me just get into when the channel ended, I guess. Because I really ended the channel because I made like a filmmaking channel and I wanted to get into filmmaking. I was thinking about, I missed that, by the way. I missed this, I think. But I was really thinking about what I wanted to do with life. And, it was coming up on, I think, my sophomore year when I decided to stop playing. It was my sophomore year of high school. Um, and I decided, like, what do I want to do with my life? And so I went, you know what? I want to get into filmmaking, and that seems like a cooler, more socially acceptable thing to do as like a kid in high school. Um, so I decided I was going to get into that, and I did get into that. And through doing that, I made short films with my friends. I made a film that got into actually two films in my high school life that got into student film festival, and I like kind of got to experience what that was like. And I wanted to continue with that. So through high school, I like made a film club at my school. I was making more short films with my friends and just really like doing my thing. And then right before senior year of high school, I made another short film with a friend that ended up getting him like interested in my filmmaking abilities, I guess. And he had a band, so I started filming for that band and decided to put college on the back burner. Really, at the time, I just thought that I wasn't going to go to college, and I really followed that band. Let me get a gun real quick. Hold up. I gotta lock in. I decided to, do the thing with the band and be their filmer for a little bit. And I did that until I was about like 20 years old. That was right out after high school, 19, 20. I went on tour with them for a little bit. I made some music videos with them. I lived with them for a minute. I moved out, got my own apartment, but life was kind of all over the place. And yeah, that was very much so kind of like living a band life and living a musician's life without being a musician. And so I did that, and it was a really fun time, a really formative time in my life. And yeah, it was great. But then, as a lot of things happen, or like a lot of things happen, it just kind of like fizzled out for many reasons. And I decided to actually make my own music through all of that happening while life was kind of going crazy. I'll probably make a few more videos explaining that. But yeah, I started making music, and I started getting into that. And yeah, since then, that was probably about 2020. Since then, I've continued making music, and I've continued doing my thing. And then that was kind of the thing in my life that filled the void of being a creator and doing any type of content creation or anything like that. So did that. That was, was and is great. I still make music. I still do my thing. But being a musician and a musical artist is a lot different than, being able to be like open on the internet or doing anything on the internet that really, is something that I could like grind at. With music, it's a lot more like artistic and waiting for the inspiration to come. And I was missing something. I was missing like an outlet where I could just, sit here and talk and post stuff on the internet and feel productive. So yeah, recently I've been picking back up the game console, and I've been playing zombies a lot mainly. And I've been having a lot of fun with that. And I realized that I'm really just out of the loop when it comes to gaming in general. And gaming was something I really enjoyed, and I still really enjoy it when the time is right. I used to think, that it was unproductive and that I was, kind of wasting my life away just sitting here gaming, which is a terrible mindset because it's probably one of the only things that I was doing with my life at the time in high school that like would bring me, not the only thing that would bring me joy, but it was like, it was gaming in high school. That's what it was, and it was having a lot of internet friends and having a lot of friends that I could like just hop on the game and connect to outside of school. But it also turned into something that I was focusing on a lot more than school. Like when you're in school and you're gaming, you're just kind of like procrastinating things if you're not doing it right. And I was not a good student, so I was definitely procrastinating things that I should have focused on a little bit more. So that's also a big reason why like I didn't bring the channel back at the time that the time that I maybe would have. I was definitely like, I think in the last video on this channel where I was like a little update or whatever, I said that I was not going to abandon the channel and that I was going to do obviously like more gaming things. It was just probably going to be a little bit it was probably going to be a little bit more sporadic. But that turned into me just completely abandoning it, and that's not something I regret necessarily. Well, it is actually something I regret, because I feel like if I stuck with it, I would be in a lot different position with the channel and with life. But I feel like I should have stuck with it, and I didn't, and that's just what ended up happening. That's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. And but now I feel like there's a much different mindset that I have, and a whole other reason to bring it back. So that's why I'm doing this. That's why I decided to bring things back and to get some things to help me with it. So that's what I'm doing. I got my capture card. I got my console. Well, I'm about to get my console. And I'm ready to bring it back. I'm ready to do my thing on here more so than I have in the past. So, yeah. I hope you guys are along for the ride. I hope there's more that end up coming to this channel, and, enjoying the stuff that I'm going to make and that I make in general. So we'll be starting with Black Ops 7 and playing that. I also will be streaming kind of like I did in the past, but maybe with a little bit more regularity. And yeah, so keep an eye out for that. I think the Twitch, I'm just going to keep the Twitch that I had, which was Rare Stealth Gaming. I still think this name it's quite funny now. Oh shit, I'm dead. Well, perfect timing. I feel like, Rare Stuff is still a thing that I'm like, the name, but at the same time, it's like, I want to stay loyal to my roots, and I want to keep this channel. And if you want to go back and watch me as a kid 10 years ago on YouTube, then you can do that. And yeah, so we're back. I'm gonna see what happens, and where this takes me, and if I have fun with it, and I'll just continue to do all that. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're at least interested or hyped on the next things to come. I definitely am, and I'm gonna get this Xbox and then start a stream and go from there. So hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching this. And I appreciate you guys a lot if you are here from, 10 years ago when I was making videos consistently on this channel. So I'll see you later. Peace.